Hey everyone, welcome to Logan's Mosh Pit. Glad to have you here. Today we're going to do another episode of the Setlist Snubs series. In this series, I'm going to talk about a handful of songs from different bands that don't get played live very much. However, I'm going to give you some compelling reasons why I think those songs, those underrated songs, actually deserve to get played live more often than they do. Today we're going to talk about elite heavy metal band Iron Maiden, easily one of my favorites, no doubt about that. Before we get into them, though, I want to give you guys a quick recap, talk about some reasons why all bands, not just Iron Maiden, all bands choose not to play certain songs live, some of the reasons they use to justify this behavior, justify to them, maybe not to the fans. So the first reason is casual fans just aren't interested in the more obscure songs from their catalog. They've become familiar with a few hits they've heard on the radio over and over. They expect those songs to be played live. They get disappointed when they don't hear those songs. They only care about the band's most popular songs. For example, with Iron Maiden, you have Run to the Hills, The Trooper, Hallowed Be Thy Name, Number of the Beast, 2 Minutes to Midnight, etc. That's not even all of them. You get the idea, though. Iron Maiden's kind of a rare exception, though. As popular as they are, as many people adore them, you don't hear their songs that much on the radio to begin with. The lead singer, Bruce Dickinson, actually said he's okay with this. It doesn't bother him. He doesn't care that Iron Maiden songs don't get played live on the radio that much, because he doesn't want to change the band's identity. Iron Maiden has developed a staple. It's become the norm for them to release songs that are super long, some in excess of 10 minutes. Let's face it, most Iron Maiden songs are longer than a marathon, right? So, he's not willing to change the band's identity just to fit in with the radio station's expectations, which I can respect. I think that's a good idea. So, the second reason is enormous pressure placed on the band, plaguing them, coming from the fans and even fellow band members to play their most popular songs live. The reason why they do that, they want to keep the fans happy. They want the fans to walk away from the show with a good experience. They want them to feel satisfied when they leave, because chances are if they leave the show happy, they're probably going to come back to a show later on down the line before the tour ends. So the next reason is that some albums don't receive great reviews compared to others. They receive lower praise. So most likely you're not going to hear very many songs off those albums. For Iron Maiden, you have the Virtual 11 album, No Prayer for the Dying, and the X Factor. Those albums didn't get as popular reviews compared to some of their other albums. Not as noteworthy, not as memorable, for better or worse, so you're probably not going to hear very many songs from those albums. The fourth reason is sometimes the band intentionally chooses not to play a specific song. They have something against the song. They hate the song. They don't like the song. So, that happens. The last reason is, whether you like it or not, casual fans outnumber the hardcore fans. It's always been this way. It'll probably always be that way. The casual fans carry more weight in the music industry. Their voice gets heard above the hardcore fans, so whatever they want will probably get played live. So now that we've gone over some reasons why certain songs don't get played live very much, let's get into some stats about Iron Maiden. I visited this wonderful website called Setlist.fm. If you're not familiar with Setlist.fm, basically you go to this website, it gives you all kinds of information about tours, songs, albums, whatever you want to know about the band. There are thousands of bands to choose from on there. Everything you ever wanted to know about a particular band, they probably have it listed on there somewhere. So I'll put a link in the description to setlist.fm if you want to check it out. Be my guest. So, according to setlist.fm, Iron Maiden has been on tour since 1976. Pretty amazing. 44 years, closing in on 50 years. Most of you guys probably weren't even born yet when Iron Maiden started touring. They've been around a long time. They've seen it all. So, according to their website, the most played live song from Iron Maiden's discography happens to be Iron Maiden. What else? Iron Maiden has been played live approximately 2,263 times. In other words, if you listen to Iron Maiden non-stop all day without any breaks, it would take you nearly 6 days to finish. Wow. You would have to have a lot of time on your hands. So now that we've discussed the stats, I want to go through my list of underrated Iron Maiden songs. I have 5 of them. 4 of those 5 actually have never been played live at all. None. Zip, zilch, nada. I don't understand why. So I tried to pick songs from a variety of albums. I didn't want to pick all the songs from the same album. That wouldn't be fair. So I tried to do some digging, hunt for some less known songs you might not be familiar with, songs I had never listened to before, but I'm glad I did. So let's get started. I'll leave a link in the description also to all the songs we're going to talk about if you want to listen to them. So kicking things off with Burning Ambition off the First 10 Years album. This song has been performed live just 3 times. A super short track, short but sweet, under 3 minutes long, which is unheard of for Iron Maiden. I mean, come on. So there's some staggering guitar parts in this song, especially at the halfway point. They really kick things up a notch around the 1.5 minute mark. Dickinson delivers some stunning vocals. The title fits right in with what Iron Maiden does best. They tend to come up with some violent, destructive, action-oriented titles. So this doesn't feel out of place at all. This song gets your blood pumping. Even though it's short, it's memorable. It gets inside your head. There's no obvious flaws from when I heard it the first time that stick out to me. It's pretty good. So that's Burning Ambition. Next up, I chose Sun and Steel from the Peace of Mind album. Sun and Steel has some distinctive Iron Maiden elements in there. You just have to look for them. You got the vintage stretching of words at the end of a set of lyrics. Dickinson does, where he takes the last word, stretches it out for a few seconds. I love when he does that. You got some great descriptive lyrics in here that you can excuse me, that you can easily visualize. Almost forms a picture in your mind of what they're singing about. It feels perfectly compatible with other Iron Maiden songs. This doesn't feel like the Black Sheep. It goes well with their other songs. You can tell it's Iron Maiden right away. Then you have the epic ending where Dickinson cuts loose and screams for a while at the end. Very nice. So let's get to the next song, Flash of the Blade, off the Power Slave album. My personal favorite Iron Maiden album. Power Slave holds the top spot for me, even though it's pretty close between at least half of their other albums. There's not much difference. This song immediately gets your attention. Dickinson uses some chilling growls here that give you goosebumps. You hear some sensational shredding in there, some superb drums. The instruments and the vocals shine. Just a standout song in every definition of the word. So, wish we could hear that more often. Next up, I picked Back in the Village, again off Power Slave. Song I had never even heard of before. So, most of you probably haven't heard this song either, but if you're an Iron Maiden fan, you're definitely missing out, so go listen to this song. I love the catchy vocal rhythm here. How Bruce Dickinson puts everything and the kitchen sink into this song. Feels like this song had been gone over with a fine-tooth comb. Everything about it was excellent. This is one of the few Iron Maiden tracks where I think the guitars actually surpass the vocals. In nearly all Iron Maiden songs, I prefer Bruce Dickinson's vocals, but this song happens to be the exception. I think the guitar actually deserves first place here. It's that good. It's also the perfect length. Around 5 minutes long, give or take. So it's not one of those shorter Iron Maiden songs where at the end you're like, that's it. Went by so fast. You're not prepared for the end. You want more. On the other end of the spectrum, it's not one of those super long, in excess of 10-minute tracks that about halfway through you're like, okay, let's speed this along. You start thinking about other things. Your mind gets away from the song. You get bored. You get tired of hearing it. This song is not too long, not too short. Perfect length. So the last song, certainly not the least, would be Thin Line. The thin line between love and hate, off the Brave New World album. The thin line between love and hate has, again, a dynamic voice and guitar meshing going on here. They complement each other perfectly. They feed off each other. You have some more deep lyrics in there. Kind of gives you a glimpse of the human psyche, what emotions we have, what drives us to do what we do. Some passionate vocals, the only way I can describe it. That's one of the best qualities Bruce Dickinson has. He's passionate about what he sings. He puts some emotion into the lyrics. Feels like he actually means what he sings. That's a very important quality for singers to have, to make you feel that emotion. And this song certainly does that. Classic Iron Maiden all the way through. So, if any song deserves a chance to be played live, this does. So, that's all my songs. I thought about it, and it seemed strange to me at first that 4 out of those 5 songs, like I said earlier, haven't been played live at all. I thought about it. I think the main reason why you don't hear a bunch of great Iron Maiden songs live, besides the fact that casual fans won't recognize them, there's just so many Iron Maiden songs. It's incredibly easy for those songs to get lost in the shuffle. So Iron Maiden has been around for almost 50 years, so some songs tend to get buried. So that doesn't mean we should degrade them. That doesn't mean we should not give those songs a chance. Just the opposite. Those deeper cuts deserve our respect. They deserve to be acknowledged. They deserve to be paid attention to. We shouldn't turn a blind eye to those songs. We should listen to them proudly, not be ashamed of them. And when you give those songs a chance, they might even surprise you. They might become your new favorite Iron Maiden song. You never know. So, that's all I have for you guys. That does it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate the support. If you guys want me to talk about a certain band in a future episode of this Setlist Snubs series, please leave a comment down below. Let me know. I'll check your feedback. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Until then, rock on.